We thanking you, brother.
Pleasant morning, Dominica. Good morning, Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to a special Creole Heartbeat program. It's a pleasure. It's a wonderful, absolutely fantastic Friday in the capital city, Roseau. And I hope it is the same in wherever part of Dominica you are. Those of you listening or viewing live on the Q95 Facebook page or YouTube channel, we want to say good morning and welcome. Today we have a very important gentleman, a former national cricketer, former national footballer, former national football coach, also national under 17, under 15, under 20 coach, Windward Island and national cricket trainer, youth and senior levels, a sports administrator, a mentor, a great Dominican. Today we have and we give it gives us great pleasure to welcome Geoff Faustin. As we move across and say good morning to you, Geoff Faustin. Good morning. How are you?
Thank you, Wallace. Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here already.
How are things, my brother? How are things?
Well, things are okay, things are all right, and but before we continue, I want to thank God for
Absolutely
for bringing us here, for the many blessings He has given us, and for my wife who is presently watching the show.
Absolutely.
Yes,
One of my very good friends, by the way.
I know that. In fact, when you called, got in touch with me, it was through her.
Yes, it was through her.
Yes,
Yes.
So, and she have been with me, all along.
Yes.
And I want to really, give her a hail and tell her, that I'm always be there for her, no matter what, and so. Yes, thank God for her.
So touching. You were raised up in the community of Newtown. Tell us what was it like several decades ago?
Newtown community, very interesting community.
Yes.
And when I started earlier, it was with my little brother, my bigger brother, Venus. We played a lot of football and cricket. And I was right on the road, right on the street around Cornwall Street. That's where we started playing. And we live next to the sea. So they would practice football and cricket and then get into the sea, bathe and go to school. And that would happen for the week. During weekends would be the same thing, except that would be going on the savannah now and play football and cricket. It was just playing and playing and playing, and Newtown was just was special for football and cricket too, but at one time the players were more concerned about the football.
We also know Newtown was also very instrumental in Carnival.
Oh yes, from the birds, from the birds. We were not on the road for the last Carnival.
Yes,
but and football and Carnival from the birds, will kind of link up together. Yeah. In fact, from the birds was before Harlem Bombers and before Dumford Rovers. We had Thunderbirds, Dumford Rovers, we had Cedar United, and then Harlem Rocks and what have you.
So hold on, as far as you remember, it was Dumford Rovers first.
Yes, Dumford Rovers.
And Dumford Rovers was was the business of
Emmanuel.
Leo Emmanuel as a father of Lofty, Ken Robinson,
Caesar,
Zar. And he sponsored the Newtown team at the time.
At the time.
Dumford juice was maybe the best juice ever tasted,
Yes, and Ken continued that. If it is Ken juice all now, so it is Dumford.
Dumford, yeah. He kept the formula.
Oh yeah, he kept, and Ken decided giving anybody a secret.
Yes. And then from Dumford Rovers, it became Harlem Rovers. And then Harlem Bombers. And there were several other teams springing up from Newtown. I recall Spurs and Victoria Stars and JD Rocks, just to name a few.
CJ Half Stars.
Yes. Several.
K Heights, Kingsville. There
Yes.
was a team at Kingsville. We had any amount,
I mean, there was a time that Newtown possibly had 4, 5, 6 teams in the league at one time. There were so many players that you would have formed, just first division then, and how many second division teams, Joe?
That is very correct, and not only that, we won the championship, for so many years.
Harlem Bombers would have
Harlem
possibly been in the history of football in Dominica the most successful.
That is true, and people from Grand Bay and Portsmouth and St. Joseph, when Harlem playing, they would come and take the trucks and buses and come down to the Windsor Park to watch Harlem play. Harlem was a big thing.
I am from Pottersville, but despite we had our own team, Pottersville always supported Newtown, Harlem. And I'm not sure if it is because of our carnival closeness. We had that pre-carnival warm-up leading to the bridge, and then you would do your own weeks before carnival, would do a little lap up with jump up.
Yeah.
But then there was a lovely combination between Newtown and Pottersville during the time I raised up. So Pottersville people would normally support Newtown.
Oh yes, and talking about carnival and practice, we will be practicing for about 2 weeks before carnival.
Of course,
going
day.
from the Savannah all the way up, to sit on the air and back, practice it. There's no vehicles on the road.
On the road, yes.
And we're getting ready for carnival, and I enjoy playing mass, with Thunderbirds. And the last 2 carnivals I have been on the road with them because the body was not all that strong. But who knows? Who knows? I haven't given up, the gloves yet.
Okay, Geoff, you were both the national cricketer and also a national footballer. Tell us about the cricket first.
Yeah, in I played cricket for Rosa Boys School with my brother. Really, we opened for Rosa Boys School. I remember one match we played in St. Joseph, and we scored 200 runs,
without loss.
Without loss, and I think the sports teacher at the time, asked us to come down,
I retire.
I had to retire.
Retire out.
Yeah. When I could bat, I was a little more aggressive than him. He was the type who would just stay there and bat, and never give up, And so, yes, in practicing and playing on the Newtown Savannah, I was recruited by Clem John. Clem John saw the talent in me, and he asked me to get involved in Spartans.
And those days, Clem John was a national cricketer already.
Big time.
Win-one Islander.
And we adored Clem John because he was both football and cricket. National cricket, Clem John. And so that's how I got into Spartans. Cuthbert Williams was already there because Cuthbert played for Spartans. And from there, it was just smooth sailing.
So you actually made the island team?
I made the national team in 1968.
Can you recall some of the players?
Yeah, players like Greg Orr.
That is the late Felix.
Augustus Greg Orr.
Yes. Possibly the best wicketkeeper.
La Roque, Jerome Mello.
Yes, pace bowler.
The fast bowler. We had Caleb Loran, Robert Phillip, Irving Shillingford.
And you make that team?
Yes, I didn't play, on the first 11, but I made that team, and I was so proud, of being on that side. In fact, Maurice Cyril, it wasn't from 1972, but then Maurice Cyril told me, boy, Faustin, boy, since 1968, you're there, I say, what? And then he gave me a list of the players that that were playing at the time, And, it was just special playing cricket for Spartans.
You would have played against people like Irving.
In fact, we played together in Spartans. Clem John, Irving, Grayson Shillingford, and Cuthbert Williams, Dylance, Lennox Williams, played for Spartans.
Lennox, Rock.
Williams from
La Roque. La Roque.
Cecil La Roque.
Would have played for.
Would have played, at that time,
And those were days when Dominica possibly had 6-7 players on the combined.
That is correct. And cricket was played. Windward Islands cricket was played once every 4 years in the islands.
Wow.
So people used to really look forward to the 4 years, so that because the stands were built in the gardens, so that people who come in and watch football. Cricket would have a seat, and watch.
Those were the days.
Those were beautiful days.
You never actually played in the 11 for Dominica.
Well, in 68, but in 72 I played. I played in 72
as a batsman,
as a wicket keeper too. But I didn't get too many runs.
So you were a wicket keeper batsman.
I was a wicket keeper batsman. I also bowled too. I was like playing everything. I was all involved in all parts, of the game.
So after Rice, it would have been you
It,
to wicket keep.
to wicket keep Brinsley Charles.
Brinsley Charles.
Brinsley Charles.
Yes,
you know.
since.
Yeah, and then Walsh took over from me. Just after Walsh would keep. But that was for a short period.
Yeah.
Very short period.
What about football?
Well, and football is something different because in 1969, I was just about 18 years and I was already on the national team traveling to
18 years?
Yes, to St. Vincent. You know, that's where on that team was again Trusted Doctor and Patrick John was
on that team.
Yes, Patrick John was on that team in '69.
Forward.
Yeah,
played forward.
Striker. Lennox Emmanuel was on that team.
That is Dashin.
Dashin was there. You know, and
what about Jewess? Jewess would have been there?
No, not Jewess
yet.
wasn't there.
Yes, man, yet.
You know, we had Bogaroy was in goal.
Wow.
Randy Aaron was our deputy. Yeah, Randy Aaron.
Well, that is Sly.
Yeah,
Aaron. They call Sly.
Not Sly. That's Aaron. Randy.
Randy, the brother.
Yeah, the brother, the bigger brother.
Randy was a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was the deputy goalkeeper. You know,
for the national team.
Wow, you know. We had a lot of SMA boys on that team at the time. As of Joe Kentish made that team.
But you would have played for SMA prior?
No.
For grammar school?
No, we have not. Straight from Rosa Boys School.
Straight from Rosa Boys School to the national team.
To the national team. You know. And so Joe Kentish was there, Trusted Doctor, and these are the players we had. Some of the players I can remember. Yeah.
Were you part of the team, Geoff? When we
Brinsley Charles was here, Dorian Simpson.
Yo, that's from Goodwill again, the forward man, forward man.
Yeah, he was there. You know, and we had some good days. Pishy, Henry John Baptist was I remember Pishy.
Of course. Were you on that team when we played St. Vincent at I think it was at Windsor Park? Then St. Vincent was stoned. There was a game. With I remember that guy, that singer was in the goal. So was in the goal, and I think there was a major outlash with stones were throwing all over. I think Dominica lost or something like that.
We lost that game. In fact, that happened because we were in St. Vincent the year before,
and they treated us bad.
Yeah, treated us well. They were sending little stones on us as we were on the field, and I think Jose was on our team that time. And players decided, not players, no, but
fans.
The news came back home, and the fans decided, they were going to do something about that, you know. And so they
stoned the players of St. Vincent. I recall I was at the Windsor back.
But we got some other problems when we went back to St. Vincent to play.
After that,
you know, the guys were saying, "Look, those guys, you know, that did that and stone behind them, you know." No.
I recall that game, you know, because I am from Portersville and was fortunate also to have played under 19 football from St. Mary's Academy to national football with Don Leogal, myself and Don Leogal, and also played first division at 13-14 for Potters with Peg Leg and
O'Grels. And I trying to remember you know, because
I played with Ralph and Jean and Flashy McCoy. And this guys, for Potters, Abu was there. Abu was the man, Abu was the guy that really, you know, teach me to dribble and so on.
Because I work with all those guys, you know.
Because I played them, but I was a little boy. I was going to SMA at the time, and then they drafted me. But I would have spent all my time at Windsor Park.
Okay.
So, despite I was from Portersville, I would be at Windsor Park whole day, whole night, because whole night we would play football.
Yeah.
It would be football from morning to, even when the major games were going on, you would still have football on the side.
Yeah.
You know,
but that's what it was. You know, even in Newton. In fact, when we played football in Newton, it's all like about 15 to 16 players on a team.
Yes.
So we had all like 52 guys on the 7 that was running, and even then you still had, you know, the smaller boys on the side, you know, playing. So you know, the place was just packed with.
I mean, there were days off that it would just be football whole day, especially off season, because there was off season. There used to be a league at some point in time, but during the off season on a Sunday, it would be football all day. It would be football all day because normally cricket would have been played at the Botanic Gardens during those days.
And then we had not only that, we also had a season. We had football season and cricket season. So during football season, it was only football and football. Cricket season,
morning, noon, night, football.
And if you were living close to the sea, like I was, you know, from the football all
To the
time, you know,
sea.
to the sea. You know, the Rosa Boys School was right there. My mom was working in a Newton factory right there. You know, so everything was so close. It was just Savannah, Newton factory by my mom, back, you know, on the ground, you know, and just playing and playing, and that's what, you know, got me, you know, the kind of footballer and cricketer I was, just playing and playing and playing, just playing.
So after
No coach at the time.
no
No coach at the
coach.
time.
Yeah,
No
it
coach.
was.
I mean, we were our own coach.
Yes.
You know, playing, making our mistakes, and we realized, you know, we went wrong. And we, you know, next time we want to correct that, you know, we're our own coach. And we always tell ourselves that the game is the coach, you know, playing is the coach. You know?
But at what age or at what period of your life you began coaching?
Well, when I got into the sports division, and the sports division really was a turning point really in my life in 1978.
78, yeah.
Yes, you know, and get there, and Heavy Shillingford, who was really my mentor, and have so many, you know, fun memories, you know, of Heavy's, you know, taking me under his arms and, you know, and doing so much for me in terms, you know, of coaching and helping me, you know, to develop, you know, as a coach and even as a player, because I was still playing, you know. And
so you were a player, national player, and still coaching or being coach to coach.
Coach to coach. You know, coach. In fact, JD Rocks, when I coached JD Rocks, I was playing.
You were still playing?
I was still playing. I played a few seasons before, you know, I handed over to Saul Carr, who then sat the captain. It's the same thing for Summits and cricket. But yes, I got involved in the sports division in 1978. That was really the turning point in my life, because I got there and we had people like Heavies and Irving.
At the sports division.
At the sports division, there was Norbert Philip, Dorothy Didier Charles, Alice John Jones, and Black, and we had a team there, man.
That's a dream team.
You know, a collective and well put together team. We respect a family. We respected each other so much, you know, and so we were able to do, you know, quite a bit of things, you know, with Avis at the helm, you know. And Avis was always, you know, the kind of sportsman, you know. He was, you know, involved in all sports, and he could tell you, you know, where you're going wrong and what you can do, you know, to make it right. And so I have.
He was more than a coach. He was a father,
a father,
figure,
mentor, everything,
a mentor,
everything. Netball, you know, he tried to revive netball when netball was on the slide going down, and he tried to bring it back up. He did so much for sports in Dominica. You know?
But you guys would have traveled around Dominica. Dealing with the school, the sports officers.
Oh yes, that's why I'm saying it was a turning point in my life, because I got involved in the Southeast.
Yeah,
you know, that was my district, and Martin Lockhart was a sports teacher in Grand Fork.
Yeah,
and we developed a good bond, you know. So I did a lot of work in Grand Fork and in Dailies, you know, and La Plaine. So people like Kurt Hector, you know, I worked with them, you know, and it was just. Something.
Because like there was also a national player,
coach too,
a national player and coach,
and coach. You know?
And then from the sports division, that is when you branched out to coaching other teams, and then became the national football coach.
But even when I was in the sports division, I was still coaching. You know, I was still coaching. I was still coaching at the sports division. Because I left the sports division in 2003 when I.
So you were coaching all before that.
All before that, you know. All before that, I was coaching. You know, I was coaching Rocks. I was coaching, you know, the Summits, the cricket team, and that's a team, you know, that I have a lot of. What you call that, you know, fun memories too, you know.
As a Summits
cricket team.
Players like who?
Players like Mervyn Thomas.
Wow, national.
National player. Players like the Cecily Roy Down, John Rees.
Off spinner.
Roy Marshall. Ken Williams. Flynn Etienne.
Wow.
You know, these are the players, Bruno. You know, these are the players that were involved in Summits. And Summits came because I coached the national on the 19 cricket team in 1983. I just come back from France. I was in France for 2 years, from 1980 to 82. And I came back around 19.
You were pursuing some studies?
Yeah. I was at Krebs, you know, doing a physical education and sports course in France. So when I came back in 1982, by the time 83, I was involved in coaching and managing the national youth cricket team, and we worked together.
Coach and also manager.
Yes, because at that time, now you have manager, you have physiotherapist, you have all sort of things
But
right
then
now.
it
and
was just
doctors,
one person at
but
a
that
time.
one person, one coach, manager, coach, and so I coach the team, and Havis was telling me, first thing, we need to keep this team together. Yeah. And I said, well, we can do that because the players are there and they are young and they're serious about the game. And they want to move, they want to develop. And so we get that team, and we had it registered
At Summits.
summits in the first division. But apart from that, we were also doing little work like fundraising activities.
So it was basically a club.
Yeah, like a club, yes. And we asked the Cricket Association at the time if we could prepare the wicket for them, and they would give us so much, for every time we prepare the wicket. So we had players coming from Mahu, and St. Joseph, and Coptall, and so on a Friday afternoon to assist in the rolling and wetting the wicket.
The wicket,
Ken
wow.
Williams and Leroy John used to come
So
all the way from
this guy didn't only played for Dominica, but they were also part of preparing
yes.
the pitches.
Oh, they were preparing the pitches.
What a
and
different
so
time.
nothing much, a little $50 they would give us, for doing that. But then there was something to know. Well, at least we work on when we got,
Yes, a little something,
a little something. And the players were very happy that they could.
Who were the administrators at that time? The cricket administrators, you can recall.
I think Vincent Elwin was
Yes.
was part of it. Jeremiah David,
And these guys.
yes, and Pembo, yes, they were the administrators at the time. Kind of.
And
But we were well knitted. We practiced every day at DCP ground down at in Mahu. And in fact, DCP sponsored the team for a number of years, and we would practice on a Monday, on a Friday. We would get into the gardens, and there were physical work and we were fielding. And the players respected, each other, and we worked together as a team. To me, when I look at coaching and being involved in teams, that was the best. That was the best team, really, because we established a kind of bondness, a kind of relationship. It was more like a family. We respected each other. And the players would do, what Havis and myself would ask them to do, because they knew it was for the best. And they really, come out and, and made us proud, really.
And from there, you actually moved to actually being the trainer for the Windward Island.
Well, I just came back from France, and Vivian Rennie was involved in training.
You would have trained, you would have coached football with Vivian Rennie?
Vivian Rennie was the coach. He was the coach for the youth team.
He was my coach.
Yeah, he was your coach.
for the national youth team.
And he's also coach for the senior team too. I played under him as coach. But he left in '83.
Yes.
He left in '83. That's when I had just come to the sports division. We worked together for 1 year with
very serious coach.
Very serious coach, and I learned so much from Vivian.
You still live close by Estefans there?
Well, a little lower down, by the Gardens Gate.
Yeah.
A good man, an angel, an angel on earth.
Very good coach.
An angel on earth.
Disciplinarian.
Well organized, and make sure that you do things properly.
Yes.
Because that's the only way you're going to get the best results. If you do things
and
properly.
he got results.
He got
because I remember we won the Cable and Wireless. Dominica won the Cable and Wireless a couple of years.
That's correct.
And then right after that, that's when I came in with Don and Jolo Stout. They had a powerful side, Jolo Stout. And these guys were on the team I played for. Pele, for Kensbro. We had a powerful team, a real powerful team.
Kens, you played for Kens too?
I played for Kens with Peck and Kokoshu and Long Boy and Reed and these guys, because there were too many players for Kensbro, and that is why they formed Kens.
Yes.
So I left Pottersville. I was a Windsor Park guy, so that it was very easy for me to play for Kens, despite the fact I live in Pottersville. Because these are the same guys I play with every day.
Yeah.
So I got a draft, and it was then when I left for Antigua, I broke my leg, and I just forgot about football.
Yeah.
But then, tell us about the experience coaching the Windward Islands or training the Windward Island team. Because at some point in time, I want us to relate or compare to what is going on now. Because, we were on a different level. There was a different love for the game. We had the West Indies doing good at the time. The cricket was on a high at the time.
Well, training, as I said, I just came back from France, and Vivian was involved with the training in the training camp, and he introduced me to training because the course wasn't ready for a trainer, not cricket trainer. So, and my experience with players like Will Slack, professional.
Yeah.
We had players like Neil Williams, Norbert Phillip. These are professionals. They were professional cricketers, And then Norbert Phillip, had Irving Shillingford, Thomas Kentish, Julian Charles from St. Lucia. Yeah. Ignatius Cadet,
St. Lucia,
Stanley Hines,
St. Vincent.
Yeah. So these guys. So I ended up working with them as trainer.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a real experience, and I really enjoy working with them because there are certain areas, they would advise.
But Simo would be on that team.
Lockett was there.
Lockett would have been on that team.
Lockett was there.
Yes,
Lockett
yes.
was on that team.
Open
So I would
mats.
travel, to St. Vincent. At times we travel to St. Vincent or Grenada, depending on where the training camp, would be. And travel there, do the training with the players, and then they would go on the trip to wherever island they would have the tournament, and they would come back home. But it was an experience just working with them, and giving them, and advice as to how they could do certain exercises and the effects, it would have on their body, and if the players respected that, and
discipline.
the discipline.
You. Let us deal with the hallmarks of your formula for coaching, Geoff. For you, what was very important?
The whole question of you mentioned it was this is discipline and working hard, and sticking to the basic principle, because in football there are basic principles in attack and defense, and if you just stick to it and you work hard at it on a consistent basis, you get results. So it's just a matter of discipline, coming to training and coming on time, doing some work on your own, and respecting each other. And respecting the opponents, and just a whole question of being a person that respected. You respect people respect you, and you try not, to give anybody any opportunity to say anything, bad about you.
Well, when you played, Geoff, you were also known as one of the fittest players on the field. Did you instill that same level of fitness with the players that you coached?
We ran one time. I was coaching the national team, and we ran from Windsor Park to Scott's Head. Yes. Take a little bath in the sea. At Scott's Head.
Run back.
And run back,
Fitness was critical.
Yeah, when I came back, we started playing a little game, we're not really playing any serious game at the time. But when we came back, we just played a little small goal and let everybody go home, But the point I was trying to make is that we were running, running and running. Fitness. You got to be fit. And if you're fit, you can stand, 90 minutes, and then your skills, will not break down. If you don't train hard. And so it was a whole question of fitness, being physically fit and sticking to the basic and working on your basic technique, and so on, and whatever the coach tells you, in terms of the tactical aspect of the game, you just fit it in and work hard at your game.
What was the response of the players then, that crew of players that you coached during that period? What was the response of them to the training?
Oh, they were very responsive, very, very responsive. They realized, that it was in their own interest, it was good for them, and they responded positively.
And they themselves got results. Most of them made the national team or made some level, some headway.
That's correct, And I look at fitness as the key element in any team and team success, physical fitness, because it doesn't matter how good you are in terms of, your dribbling and your passing. If you're not fit enough, to last a game, if you're not fit enough to execute the skills, it will deteriorate, and it could give your team a loss, when you could have usually won that game if you're fitter, And so fitness played a great part. And there are some players that were reluctant in doing some of the physical work, but eventually
Understood.
they understood that it was in their own interest, the best interest.
When you compare that to what's going on now, just recently I heard some players have to take break for carnival and take break for festival and take all kind of break. Teams, national team is being selected. Some players not coming to train, that sort of thing. I mean,
And I'm glad you mentioned that because there was a time when we was on the national team, and it was November 3rd, and we would practice football in the morning and come back in certain time in the afternoon, and in the evening time players could go and do whatever they want to do. But on that day it wasn't a holiday for us.
train
We had
every no holiday for
we
your training.
we had to train. I mean, this discipline. When once you give up, on the discipline, players are free to do what they want.
Where have we gone
and,
wrong, Joe?
and discipline.
Where have we gone wrong mentally in terms of that level of discipline?
I mean, I think there are a lot of distractions right now. I mean, we had less, and players now. I think the whole leadership aspect of it allow players, to do as they please without putting a stop to it. Because one of the things I always tell my players, that they need to follow, the rules, the regulations. They need to do as we tell them to do, and it's because it's for their own good. And the first day, if you establish yourself, and you stamp your authority, you'll get it right. But if you allow players to do what they want from day one, you're in trouble. Difficult to get things back on track. So day one, they know what you stand for, and it's either they stick to it or they move out. So when it comes to selecting team, I have no problems in terms of who didn't come to practice and who come to practice. Players will always come to practice because that's the only way they can get to them.
Because the whole fabric, the whole mentality, the culture of training is different now.
And players do not train on their own. Now we work very, very hard on our own. If a practice would start at 4:00, by 3:30 players would all be out there. If they would take a little run off the Trafalgar and then come back in time for practice session. If a practice is supposed to be starting at 4:30, players have to be there at least 10 or 15 minutes before practice starts, put your boots and wait until your coach, arrives.
You're so right, because I remember when Brother Jermaine was the coach at St. Mary's Academy, 2-3 weeks, you come to practice football, no football. Actually, there was no ball to play. So you have to train for 2-3 weeks, even before you start to kick, before you kick the first ball. Because it was so important for him to have a team that is fit, so you'll be able to execute your various skills. And that has gone down.
But what is the whole question of fitness is not only for the sport. It's for your everyday.
But it assists you mentally.
Yeah, mentally.
It assists you mentally to be quicker, to react quicker,
and in case and cut down on the injuries.
Yes.
And if you get an injury. It heals faster because the body is strong and flexible enough, to withstand, whatever injury. So anyway you look at it, physical fitness is the one. It doesn't matter what you do in life, whether you play sports competitive or just amateur sport or just going to work. You need to stay fit. If you're going up some steps, for instance, you need to be fit enough to go up them steps so that by the time you reach upstairs, you're not blowing. So you do your exercises, even if it's enough to keep you going to go up them steps and back when you're coming back down.
Absolutely.
So you have to stay, focused, you have to stay fit for life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We are speaking with a great Dominican. I call him a great Dominican, a former national footballer, former national cricketer, national coach for the various levels, under 15, under 17, under 20, national coach, sports administrator, Windward Island coach, Joe Faustin with us. We are going to open the lines. As a matter of fact, the calls have been going all morning. Let's take our first call for Joe Faustin. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Okay, we seem to have lost this one. Let's see if we can take this one. Good morning, Joe Faustin.
Hey, good morning, Wadi. What do you do?
Merci,
good morning to Joe Faustin. Yeah, let me give thanks to Joe Faustin for his service to country, especially in the field of sport. But what has prompted me to call is just his conversation a little while back about physical fitness.
Yeah.
And not just for football, just for overall health. Yeah, he mentioned about you want to climb some steps, you need to be fit. In other words, how the body recovers when you are actually fit. Your body recovers faster from an injury. And he made that point, and that's a very significant point. Your body was meant to stay in motion, and just the fact that he mentioned that prompts me to call. Fitness, exercise is part of recovery, is part of staying healthy, and even as you get older, also to maintain mobility, because people with all those problems like osteoporosis and all these problems with the bone and the muscle, you start to lose muscle mass because what you don't exercise. So when you get older, you trip and fall easier, and when you fall, you cannot get up because what? Lack of fitness. So just the fact that he introduced that part of it just prompted me to call. But kudos to you, my brother. Continue to do what you're doing. I hope your wife is okay. I'm not seen her in a while. I've been thinking of her. But good day to you.
Thank you very much. She listening to the program, so she will hear you.
Okay. Good morning to you, Jean Faustin. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat on the big station.
Morning, buddy.
Good morning.
I just wanted to get in too because I'm on big.
Hey, Tilling. That's Tilling. Marcellus Lee.
Joe, 20 years.
Morning.
Okay, Joe.
Hi, nice. I good, you know.
Tilling was on the team, man, on the 19 with Renee.
Yeah.
Tilling. What's up, my brother?
I'm a Tilling. Oh yes.
Yep, yeah. Well, I just wanted to get in. I said I want to get here a little early because I'm down in St. Kitts right now. I'm on the peninsula side doing some stuff.
Okay.
But it's good to hear Faustin after all these years. I mean.
Okay, we seem to have lost Marcellus Lee. Let's take another call for Jean Faustin in the morning. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you all doing?
I'm doing pretty okay, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
And home girl.
What I see trying to do for the young people in the Newtown area, trying to install moral value and discipline into them.
Yes.
And have opening that new.
Yes.
What is the club?
He will get into that in a while. But exactly what are you doing?
Well, it's a youth development program.
Yes,
you know.
I heard you last week when you all were talking about it. So I call to congratulate you on doing that. Yourself, Tim Dura, and the others.
Mm-hmm.
I know Jeff for a very long time.
Oh yes.
Jeff,
Oh yes.
Very long time. Was like family.
That's correct. But yeah.
And I'm you call them Harlem Bombers fan. Everybody should know that, my brothers.
A pam girl.
Amen. Anyway, take it easy. I'm a my girl.
Thank you, Lavinia. Yeah, Lavinia, we grew up together, you know.
Yes, man.
Because when my mom left Dominica in 1963, we haven't even touched that yet. I started living by Aya, that's my wife's mother. You know, I was just about 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and she decided she would take me in.
So at 12 years old, you make your brick, man?
Yeah.
You make your brick
early,
for your wife at 12 years old?
12 years old.
We'll get back into that. Sean Faustin, good morning, Creole Heartbeat.
I got cut off. I told you I don't want the peninsula side to a little difficult. That's why I try to get it early.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes, we hear you now.
Yeah, as I said, we worked together for several.
Oh, shit. We seem to be having a problem with Marcellus Lee there. But once again, good morning to you, wherever you are. The Newtown Juvenile Academy. It was, first of all, you were part of that institution, Geoff. You were the founder or part of the founding members?
Yeah. In 1993.
1993.
Yeah, you know, I remember in 92, I went to England on a course. And one of the things one of my instructor was telling me, you know, that if I really want to do any work with young people in Dominica, you know, go back home, you know, and put a program in place, a football youth development program in place, an academy starting at grassroots level. And in 1993, we had this on stream.
It was the first...
First in Dominica. First academy.
For
any sport for that matter, in 1993. And so Jerry Coppell was one of the key, members there, and Albert Wang Teet was there at the time. Jared Green, deceased, and even Terry, whoever young Ryan Terry, who was on the road in Newtown.
Yes.
And he was part of that too. The Don Leo girl came a little after, a little after. But
was Jerry Childs part of that?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, I was out for a while. I left in 2003,
But
10
then,
years after.
But then this juvenile academy objectives were basically to get young people or the football to be from the nursery stage.
Oh yes.
To grow up from the grassroots, the nursery stage to grow.
What in fact was supposed to be doing is to get players, young players, technically, ready to take their place in Harlem and Rocks and all the other teams we had in Newtown. And at the same time, if there are any teams in town they want to play for, Pottersville, Goodwill, they would have enough players in Newtown. We can, even send players, to play.
Like a reservoir.
Oh, right, reservoir.
Good morning.
That was the intention.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Creole Heartbeat for Jean Faustin. Good morning.
Yes, morning. Let me tell you, you can remember the team that beat Trinidad when they won the CFU Cup and they were going to play. Team that did not beat in the tournament.
The team that beat Trinidad in the CFU tournament. The Dominica team that beat Trinidad.
And that was what year?
Were you asking, were you the coach at the time?
No.
Okay. Who was the coach?
Vivian
Rainey.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Vivian.
You had man like Mike. You had I think I remember if Tutti was there. Then you had Rennick.
Thomas.
You had Lenny Andre. You had Mosiah. And Mano was in goal.
You're right.
We beat them, Rennick Summers. We beat them 2-1 on Saturday. And the Sunday it drew 1-1.
Wow.
And they were the Caribbean champion. Now we are not football.
I mean, that was a level. That was a level.
They were playing the Caribbean thing in Trinidad, wherever they are there. And they couldn't let him beat them,
Yeah.
I don't watch football,
I know.
I'm a past Kenzo player.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kola. But that's a level of our sports.
Yeah, our sports.
Not just because one remembers 6-7 players, Dominican players on the combined islands.
That's correct.
In cricket.
That's correct.
And then our football team beat Trinidad. Trinidad was the champion.
And we drove Jamaica.
And we drew with Jamaica. More calls for Jean Faustin. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Morning, Coach Faustin.
Morning.
I just want to say, I cannot let this program go on and not call. I just want to say thanks to Mr. Faustin because I had the opportunity to be trained under him for a short time when he coached Zebian. And for real, he's a very serious man because back in that time when we were being coached, it doesn't matter what the condition of the weather was, as long as it wasn't a hurricane or whatever, he would be there and he was always the first man on deck. So this is really a committed man, and up to a day like today, it's still going on because I heard about a program that is due to be implemented in the Newtown area. So you can see that is a man, I don't want to say he's dedicated, but he's dedicated, because he's alive and well. And I give thanks for him,
Yes,
give thanks for him, Coach.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, caller. And I'm glad you mentioned
Zebians.
Zebians.
You forgot Zebians.
No, I have them on my paper there because it's an interesting story about Zebians because I was living at Kings Hill at that time.
Yes.
When I was asked to assist Zebians, the football.
Yes.
And they also had Potters during that same time practicing on the Savannah. And so we had to find a time to practice. And we decided we have to practice in the morning.
Wow.
So I have to get up in the morning around 4 o'clock in the morning, get myself ready to be on the Savannah at Pottersville, for 5. And we did that consistently, from Kings Hill to Pottersville and work with Zebians. And that's another team I enjoy working with. Ronnie Gustav, and Dan Ben, and Georgie, and Batley.
That's Albert Batley. Sinky J. Good morning to you. Creole Heartbeat for Jean Faustin.
Yes, good morning, Wadi.
Good morning to you.
Mr. Faustin.
Yes, morning.
I'm calling from New Jersey. I'm listening to the program and I'm looking at Mr. Faustin on the Facebook.
On the Facebook page, QFM Facebook page.
Yes, and Mr. Faustin, you're still looking good.
Thank you. My wife is taking care of me.
I'm a Harlem fan, and I was raised in Cornwall Street behind the factory.
Okay.
And I just want to congratulate Mr. Faustin on the work he has done for the Dominica public and Dominica.
And thank you, Mr. Faustin, for what you're doing for the young kids of Newton. My daughter is part of the committee of the Harlem Academy in Newton. So that's Karen.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, yes. Have a blessed day, Mr. Faustin, and good morning to your wife.
Thank you. Yes, I'll tell. Well, she's listening. Thank you very much. She's listening. Thank you very much.
Good morning. This is warming, Joff. I'm enjoying this a lot because I was very fortunate to have seen you played and also coach.
Yeah.
You know, this is. I will get back to that, but let's take in a caller. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat. This is for Joff Faustin. Good morning.
Good morning to Jeff Faustin.
Yes.
I watch him on Facebook. I don't know him, but he looks good.
Yes.
And keep up your good work. I talk about Mervyn Thomas.
Yeah, my boy.
That died yesterday. Sympathy to him.
Wow.
Mervyn Thomas.
Yeah, condolences.
Condolences.
Yes. Let's be careful.
Okay.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, my dear. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat for Joff Faustin. Good morning. Good morning. We are here with Joff Faustin this morning.
Mr. Joff Faustin, morning and Waris.
Morning.
Waris, I just want to congratulate you as a black conscious Caribbean man to really put some of those programs together, like what Mr. Faustin have been doing. I listened to you on Wednesday, interviewing the people at where they make the crab.
The workshop for the blind.
And it's the first interview I ever hear for those people and marketing the products they make.
They said that to me. They said that to me.
Yeah, but what if, you know what I would like to tell these big brothers as people that was there before us? I like the history, like Mr. Haley Stillingford and many others. He bought a program last night speaking about Gary Sobers.
Yeah.
And he had some people from Jamaica.
Yeah.
People from
and St. Vincent.
My brother, this is plenty, you know, my brother. When you have people like Sibo, in spite of which side he's on as a government, you're supposed to hold a man in his arms and let him help you, like Mr. Faustin. These people supposed to be getting duty-free, land, concessions, and private sectors like the bank supposed to support these people, you know what? I mean, it's no joke.
I agree with you totally, my friend. I agree with you totally. I think
when you have these people around, and I always tell Mr. Sheridan Gregoire, as a radio owner, you have to educate your people. Look at a man like Mr. David Stillingford and Ozzy. Sometime on a Sunday afternoon, even those guys are bedridden, wherever they is, they have their little challenges. What if I'm begging Mr. Gregoire to just have a cross interview with these people? They can be home because we have the technology. What if I was just amazing to listen to them guys, you know?
Yeah.
Ozzy and Sibo them, and then you had people like this gentleman Pun. When these guys would call and give experience from things in the 60s, just as the brother just called and he tells Mr. Faustin, he is either the win against Trinidad.
Against Trinidad, yes.
I never know.
You never knew that Dominica beat Trinidad? We beat Trinidad, we drew with Trinidad, we also drew with Jamaica. That's the reggae boys.
But what is my other point I want to tell you and Mr. Faustin, and I always say that, the manager of DBS, I always ask him, that piece of land below DBS going back to the library, you see the sports people like Mr. Faustin, the cultural people like those guys that organizing, Raymond Lawrence, you know what I mean? And these people like little Miss Bully and Mr. Bully. These people should be owning a lot of those places there, the heritage sites, fix it up and put a picture on the history of people like Mr. Job, that the younger people can know what they work these people do. I'm begging the manager because the Prime Minister says be ready to work with people. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much. I agree with you. We need a Heroes Park. I mean, some place where we can actually learn about our variant from our variant heroes, those who have excelled in various aspects of Dominican life. That is the way we're going to prosper. You know, we have to take these things very seriously. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat. Joff Faustin.
Yes, I called already, but I just want to call and give a little thing about Harlem.
No problem.
When Harlem and Kensborough used to play.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Be good at a national game, man.
Boy, I don't care. Going back.
Yes, yes. I'm shivering also.
You had Jock Austin, you had Keza, you had Oliver, you had Peg, you had Chomsky, you had those fellas. When them fellas used to play football.
Fox, you had Fox.
And I tell you, when you see Harlem big their tail, we used to come up with our lap of
Those were the days, those were the days.
That's where I get to like Carnival and lap of and all this. Raising Harlem, you know.
Yeah, those were the days.
Harlem football days. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Those were the days. Harlem stand used to be just facing the PSU building there. Gainsborough stand used to be on the other side facing the ministerial building. Those were the days.
There was a time when we had...
Let's hold on your photo while. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat for sure, Faustin. Hello, good morning. Please listen to your phone and not your handset. You were saying something, Geoff?
Yes, I was saying that there was a time when we had some 9 players from Newtown represented on the national team. You know. We had so many from Harlem and so many from Scotland. You know,
Celtics was also very strong.
Celtic. Well, in fact, in 1980, I was playing for Celtic
because there was a rule, right? There was a rule. There was a rule that all who played cricket had to play football.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yes. So you had to leave the various teams. I remember TK and all these guys came and played for Celtics.
Ali Charles. We got 2 players from in the United Kingdom visiting, and they're not playing for us that year. And that's the time we won the championship. Desmond Matt, the deceased, was our manager. You know, and so you know, so Celtic. And I played for them in cricket too. So both cricket and football.
But TK was also a very,
outstanding.
But I have been trying. I've been begging Yaga, Kentish. I spoke to his sister. I've spoken to everyone just to get Yaga to come and do at least 5 minutes with us on the radio, because this guy I knew him first as a pace bowler, you know. TK used to bowl pace at the Goodwill School.
Okay.
And then he ended up, one of the best, one of the greatest West off spinner in the Caribbean, not to make the West Indies team. Not to make the West Indies team. And also a coach, I think TK was also.
He works in the sports
division. Yeah. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat for sure, Faustin. Okay, we seem to be getting a caller with a problem with the overseas line.
Yeah.
I want us to go to the new initiative that you're taking, Geoff, and tell us what has happened to the academy. Is it the same thing? Is it an enhancement of the new body that you have created or part of, or the chairman of, and the academy? Is it 2 different setups?
Well, it's two different setups altogether, because but it's something that more holistic in a whole approach.
This is not going to have any conflict with the Harlem Academy?
No, not at all. The NGFA, in fact, we would like to work with the NGFA. Yeah. And we have already spoken to a couple of the members of the NGFA, and in just a matter of time before we get together and have a discussion.
Okay, more calls for Jean Faustin. Will give us some more information about this federation in a while. Good morning to you, Jean Faustin.
Hello, Wadid.
Good morning.
I want to compliment Jean Faustin for the work that he's doing in respect of the young people, in particular regard to sport.
Is that Havis?
Yes.
The legendary, the great Havis. So good to hear your voice, my friend.
Yes, and we have the second coming or the third coming of Jean Faustin. This is wonderful. And I am hoping, of course, that his wife will improve. She was not too well some time ago. Jean and I in the sports division, and we worked also coaching Dominica youth cricket team. I coached Jean in football, national team successfully, and he, of course, in turn, he took over after I passed on the coaching to Vivian Rede, who is his brother-in-law, and then Geoff had it and so on. I was happy when he formed the Newton Academy at that time, so many years ago, under sponsorship from AC Shillingford through Mr. Judy Timothy, the late Judy Timothy. And I'm just hoping that people like Geoff Foskin and others who will build young people, build sports and whatnot. Because it cannot happen by itself. I think I was very, very, very disappointed when I heard some authority was saying that they should stop football.
Stop sports at school.
Very deplorable.
Yes.
We'll have more people like Geoff who can come about and bring us in renaissance in Dominica. Lift Dominica from zero to make Dominica become hero. Into the sport, the World Cup football and so on. Something and Curacao there. Not up there. We should be well up there.
Of course.
But let us hope that Geoff is not despondent, that he will not be dismayed by the stress around and so on, that we can get youth away from drugs, away from, drug abuse, and get them to where they can put Dominica on the map.
Absolutely.
And put Dominica on the map for the right
reason.
Wonderful family. I'm hoping his family does well. Vivian Rainey as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Sidich. How are you feeling? Everything is okay for now? Not sure if you hear us, but we continue to pray that this is another great Dominican. This is, I feel real good to hear St. H voice.
And what
endorsing what you said earlier about him. Coach you to coach.
And if it's always, said, there's no rocket science in that. It's, the dedication. You apply yourself, and you work hard. You got to work.
No money can compensate you for that.
You got to work hard.
No money, amount of money can compensate you for that level of passion and commitment.
And Havis always believed that we should have been much further in our sport, especially football, because everything is there. It's just to get people to do the right thing and to do it on a consistent basis, and have the organized and the discipline. Havis, I have so many good things to say about Havis because he really helped me, took me, in his arms. Havis, and even the proposal when we sent to AC Shillingford in 1993 for the academy in 1993 for sponsorship, we got something like $25,000 for 5 years. Julio was another good man, and his soul rest in peace, and so Havis was the one who put this document together so we could present to AC Shillingford, for sponsorship. This was, just something else.
So tell us about the objectives of this new entity, this new grouping.
Because
what's the name of the grouping, by the way?
Newtown Youth Development Program.
Newtown Youth Development Program.
Because you ask, what is going to help Dominica football and sports, and that is one of the things that are going to help. This holistic approach, because football on its own won't do it. The academy have been going on for some 30 years, and today we cannot boast of anyone on the national team from Newtown. Even with
what has happened to the football in Newtown?
You know what I mean? Even with the academy that has been around for the last time Harlem won a championship was 15 years ago. Wow. Harlem used to win championships every year, 2-3 sometimes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so this is something of concern. And we need
and you have the Savannah still.
We have lights.
We have lights.
We have no lights.
What has happened? What has happened to the interests of the young people?
Well, if you go around Newtown, you probably go around Roseau, Bath Estate, and around Goodwill. You probably get about 3 or 4 football teams, guys around there.
I can say
guys on the road.
Well, I can say frankly, we know the Portersville field is compromised because of the Goodwill Junior High School that has been built, the new school. So you can hardly get any play in there. But I think the Windsor Park, where it used to be an open 24/7 area for playing before. I think since the restrictions came, football in Roseau caption kind of died out.
Oh yes.
You know, where you had several teams and several powerful first division teams. Besides Blue Stars, there was another young team from Roseau again. And there was Kensborough, there was Kens, there was Green Sleeves, and Blue Stars.
Green City.
Green City wasn't. But then what you had, and there was two fields, the Windsor Park and the technical wing. So there were two fields, which is now one into the Windsor Park Stadium. But then access is the issue, because there's actually nowhere in the city that any footballer can just decide they want to come and play. So we'd have to go either Goodwill or possibly Newtown, or possibly Barber State, which is not used as it should be. Seeing the grass always, not prepared for football. So somewhere along the line, we need to recalculate what is going on, evaluate what is going on. And a lot of people hate history. But if we understood where Dominica used to be, my brother, if the team we're speaking about there that drew with Trinidad and drew with Jamaica would be now into CONCACAF, I almost sure we would beat the same Curacao and Haiti, and possibly be one of the teams making to the World Cup because of the level of football we had.
Definitely.
But then, like I said, we must take stock and see where we are and develop a plan, even if it's a 5-year strategic plan as to where we want to take the sports. Otherwise, we're going to go down. We're going to continue to slide. Because one of the things I notice, even in cricket, mental toughness is lacking. Even in our cricketers, you would hear, I heard from Sibo last night that Gary Sobers would party all night and go on stage and score 100 next day because he was mentally tough. What happened to our mental toughness? What happened to our testicular fortitude to stick and make it happen, make it work, and to win? What has happened to that?
Well, I believe, and we have an answer for that with the Newtown Youth Development Program.
Yes, continue.
Yeah, we have an answer for that. Because what we feel, with the team we have right now, and the kind of things, we're going to be addressing, for instance, like the drugs.
The drug situation.
The drug situation. We have a committee, a subcommittee, going to be responsible for health. A subcommittee going to be responsible for education. We also have one responsible for spiritual
guidance
and guidance, skills, and the people we have there is people like Desmond Kelshaw.
Yes.
Jerry Coppell himself, the
teacher.
Yeah, he's been involved in education.
Educator.
Junior Toussaint is a treasurer. He works at Domlek, him. Karen Riviere Coffey, assistant secretary treasurer. She's key. Tim Jura, the communications man. Anita Williams, brother Davis Later.
Of course.
Ronald Lander involved in skills training.
Yes.
And committee members. We also have a number of other people involved, in that group. And so we're going to be looking at all the different areas, fundraising aspect, and how we can get, people in the community involved.
One of the things I also think that is very critical for young people is the ability to go somewhere or have people to speak to when they are encountering issues or problems. Whether it's domestic, whether it's sentimental, whether it's a go well you get and you need, because this, I don't think we are doing very well. Our young people are doing very well because we're hearing about the suicide recently. We're not sure what is happening. We are not talking about it. We're afraid. We're scared to talk about it. People just killing themselves, and why should we be afraid to speak about it? Is there a place that people can, or a counseling place where people can seek help, can get help? Besides, because there's that phobia with the mental facility that people will not want to just go there unless if they are referred by a doctor. But there should be a counseling, and I'm glad to hear this. The later guy, Davis Later, is part of it because he's also a very accomplished counselor and a teacher of counselors. To be part of it, because young people will be going through issues. They will make mistakes. How they're going to recover, or what advice is there to give them?
And we have a number of young men, including my son, that's on the road,
Yes.
Yeah. And there have to be, something we can do
Yes.
to address that.
Yes.
And so recommendation will be made from our group to the appropriate authority
Yes.
as to what can be done to assist them young men in the community. Because an I saw, and so many young men
Yes,
just
yes.
in the
Falling through the
community,
cracks.
falling through the cracks.
Yes.
And so that affecting, the sports. So when we talk about sport, you have to talk about all those things that are affecting sport. Guys that should be on the Savannah plane, they are packed somewhere on a bike, smoking or doing whatever they're doing. So these are areas the youth development program going to be addressing.
Let's take in a few more calls for Jeff Austin. Good morning to you on Creole Heartbeat on the big station.
Why do you mix me again?
Yes, sir.
As you and Jock posting on that area there about almost like the rehabilitation of the young people and all this recruitment thing. This drug situation, I think it has to boil down to policy, the police, everybody, because what? Drugs are sold almost like everywhere, and it's almost like the authorities playing a blind eye. You've seen it and we do nothing about it. I mean, look at a place like Harlem that has produced, but Harlem is like the mecca of sport. And even there is almost like now the mecca of drugs.
I know.
Where you have guys who leave Roseau and just walk up to Harlem and just buy drugs. And it's happening in the open. And the authorities doing nothing about it. As a matter of fact, I heard the Minister of National Security some time ago in the Parliament saying they're going after the drug dealers, they're going after this. And all that was just, to me, lip service and song bite. Because what? He lives in that area. He lives in the upper area there, Beauvoir, that area. And that is his path every day. Isn't he seeing what's happening there? Is the police doing anything about it? These are the things that we need to address, because what? It becomes the norm now. It's almost like normal, but you have now youngsters that not involved in anything like that. When they see that and they see it openly like that, you think they're thinking or seeing like it's something wrong. Nobody's doing anything about it. There is no deterrent. So then you find youngsters now that's supposed to be at school now. They and under the peer pressure and all that. Then they gravitate towards that because friends doing it. They think it's a cool thing to do. And they just ending up being smokers and drinkers. And they're just youngsters that are not supposed to be in that, because what? You don't have the sports, you don't have the other avenues that they can go and exercise their energies, whether it's swimming classes, whether it's track and field. I mean, all these things that people grew up on, and they are no more. Even the Boy Scouts, the Girl Guides, all these things just out the window. And then what you have replacing that is the decadence, the ills of society, right there in our faces, and the authorities doing nothing about it. I really wanted to interject that, because for me, it's just a sore eye to just be passing by the road and just seeing a whole bunch of, as a matter of fact, rather than a football, boots and a ball, a scissors in your hand, just chopping stuff and smoking all day. I know that breaks my heart. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. But it is real. It is real. And as a country, we have to face this. We must face this. It is to me hypocritical to get on like it is not happening. And one of the things we have to do is take responsibility for it. Where have we failed our young people? Society has failed them somehow.
That's correct.
We're not going to point fingers, but then society, where we live, our culture of what we have adopted now has failed our young people. Why? I believe it's part of the mentoring process. One of the beautiful things about now compared to before we had the passion, we had the discipline, we had the training, but we didn't have the opportunities.
Right.
Now we have the opportunities. You can get scholarships now. You can make a living. If you have excelled, you can have a decent living in sports. In football, in athletics, in cricket.
That's correct.
You can make revenue. I had 2 players on the West Indies team, and before that we had Chillingford. And from all reports, you can make a decent living from sports. So one of the things I believe we have to mentor young people is to understand that could be the option.
That's correct.
One of the, if you are not academically inclined, this could be the option because it was the option for us, especially those who were not fortunate to be living, at a higher class. Sports was the option.
Yeah.
Now it is more lucrative now where you can make millions of dollars by just being an athlete that can excel. I look at that young lady from St. Lucia, seeing how well she has been doing. I continue to praise our Thea for what she has done for us. These are examples.
Oh yes. Yeah.
These are examples of what sports can do for the people, how it can bring us together when we were all looking at Thea at the Olympics. This is the option. This is the option.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct because we always look at sports, as something, to somebody, win something, so you celebrate. There's a World Cup on, so people, park up somewhere, enjoying themselves and watching football. But sports is more than that.
But of course,
sports is plenty more than that, and and we have to do things, so that
create
the
atmosphere
for people to get
create
involved,
the environment, create the opportunities. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat. Good morning.
To me and listen to me well. So that in a Frampton died, Pastor Rodney had a program, Kudos to Our Heroes, is of no more. You have Creole Heartbeat. I believe we should also enact something like Antigua, St. Lucia, and Barbados. Like, for example, December 9th every year is Heroes Day. Too many times when people die like Hollywood, well, we want to give them all kind of flowers that we are in, which now they cannot come back. And you understand?
Yeah.
People like Joe Faustin, Ozzy Lewis,
Yeah.
St. Shillingford, and Sibo. Up to yesterday, 15 years I listened in Sibo program. When I see Sibo can call Clyde Walcott, anybody wrong the world is cricket, I telling you. You have to respect them, man. You're waiting for when God ready for Sibo, for you say Sibo this, Sibo that, he was that. And especially in Dominica, it depends on your political aspirations. You know what time it is. I believe what is as an ambassador before your time expires, use that to try to push a Heroes Day in Dominica. And I could say, well, the perfect day to be the 5th of November, the day after community day of service. Because every time somebody dies, you hear the most beautiful things around there.
Yeah.
Because Pastor Rodney had come to save the day with the kudos to the heroes, but almost a year I haven't heard nothing. You know where we saw when Ozzy Lewis died? To come and say the kind of Ozzy Lewis cannot be with 10,000 people in the stadium. It's a plethora of this and like a walking encyclopedia.
Yes.
You're 14 and my 40s, and them man that have paved the way. St. David showing for walking Emsall Road. Rocket Sebastian can call any cricketer from Australia, Switzerland, Germany, Holland, anything that you have to give to Sibo, but Sibo wouldn't get it because you know what time it is with the politics. So why did I listen in for your response and try to do that as your ambassadorship before your time expires?
Thank you very much, and I agree with you 100%, caller. I believe we have to forget our political differences when Dominicans excel in whatever area that they do. Because you see, one of the things that we take for granted, it takes tremendous amount of sacrifice. Just to be training and pushing yourself that extra is a tremendous amount of sacrifice, is a tremendous amount of mental power, mental application.
That's correct.
When you have excelled, the country benefits. Gordon Anderson and Exile One brought Dominica's name to the four corners of the globe. How are we, doing like what Antigua did? We know Burning Flames is a great band, but have they done what Exile One have did? Gramax played at the Super Bowl. Have they done what our bands have? That is they are Sir. Every single member of Burning Flames are Sir. Knighted by the Queen. Knighted by the King, sorry. What do you call it? Short shirt. 15-time monarch of Antigua. A square was named after him. We have so many teachers, lawyers, sportsmen.
Bruce and all those boys.
Sir Garfield Sobers was a living hero in Antigua. So Viv is a hero of we have to big up our people. We have to elevate our people, and we haven't got to worry about political sides when we're doing that. As long as you're Dominican, you have excelled, you deserve, and I think the Heroes Pack is high time I have spoken about it on several occasions. I have appealed about it. I was thinking of the day of Bala, not Bala, Bala's birthday, that we could possibly have it. But then this is something that can be discussed. But having it is the most important thing. Having a day when we can celebrate our heroes. Gone are the days of what is the guy? John Hawkins and all this foolishness, Christopher Columbus, the teachers and so on. We have only Queen George and Queen Mary and the foolishness we have named in Roseau. Name them after our heroes, those who their legacies are imprinted in our history. And it's important. See, when this is done, young people then can want to emulate a Joff, a Sibo. That is one of the things people look forward. My brother, I wanted to dribble like Rowe. I wanted to be like a fox because you could see them. Now, those after us don't know them. So if something is done to make us, to remind us of them, that's why it hits me. When you say, every time I remember our stuff we put at the ferry terminal and we had to take it down because of vandalism, I just feel like as if it's a cough they give me. My brother, I just feel like as if they broke my hands. You put your resources together and you put some of the Cadas legends on the bayfront, and fellas feel they just go and mash it up with their boat. And that is the kind of Dominica we want to say we are living.
It's like what is the old Roseau Boys School. You know what I mean?
My brother,
it's like
every time I pass by that ginger school, when I remember Wadi Kule, would have so much fun there and see the state. How can we have this is a historical building.
1784.
This is a historical building, The ginger school is a historical building.
1784.
We have to protect our history. What is the history for our children now? TikTok and Facebook. That's the history for them. Our history now is TikTok and Facebook. We have people sacrificed so that we could be where we are. There are legacies that we can follow. There are examples we can follow. Their blood and sweat is inculcated in our history. Are we ashamed of our history? Geoff, I want to give you the final word because we have to get set.
Yeah, because I was talking about the old Roseau Boys School.
Yes,
and this is something our community development program going to be looking at, to renovate and even upgrade the school so that the young people in the community can use it as a community center.
Of course.
We already have someone, a business person, who want to bring in computers when once that place is renovated and upgraded. That's a place you can put another story and have offices, indoor facility and what have you. Even where the guys are now washing car, they have to go. They have to go where we can extend the place and allow, young people.
That's what you call holistic.
Oh yes, and these are the things, we're thinking of, upgrade facilities. At Lubia, for instance, there's this playing field, but there's no toilet. There's no dressing room. We have to do something about that. So if we're going to run a program there, we need to know when kids come, to train, they have a place where if rain falling, they can shelter or they can go to the toilet and what have you. So these are just some of the things we want to do. The Newtown Youth Development Program will take the lead. We have plans to approach the Power Rep at a later stage and let them know the plans we have, because we have plans to help Newtown people in the environs, and bring back sports, to where it was the glory days. But all these things are linked.
Everything is interlinked.
Everything is linked. We cannot get the guys to play football properly if we do not have all the other things in place. For instance, all those boys' school was where Harlem used as a dressing room, where they could display their trophies and what have you. There's no place.
But it's a historic place because I understood some soldiers several hundred years ago. That's where they were, because the Newtown community itself is a historic community, and I believe that what has happened to football in the community, it's hurting.
Oh yes,
it's hurting me as a supporter of Harlem. That from a team with so many great players and a legacy, it almost makes me feel like Brazil, with all the Pelés, and now we come to knockout in the round of 16. But I believe you should be a proud people for what you have achieved at Newtown, and the history is there, the legacy is just now teach the younger people about that, and teach them how we can get it back to the level it should be, and to try to see how we can get a lot of the young people off the streets.
Yeah, that's correct.
You
That's
have to
correct.
give them the
Yeah,
options.
yeah,
Give them the options. Explain to them. Get them to where they are and to meet them and to get them changed. Get them, because holistically, I am not enjoying what I'm seeing.
Yeah. It's not a pleasant sight.
It's an unpleasant sight to see. I mean, so many young people, and it is like a normal thing now for guys to be with their sensimilia in town like it's a Hillsborough special.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Geoff.
But I want to thank Roy Misner and
Yes,
family.
that's my partner, Roy Misner.
For
And
your
the-
family,
and the madam too.
and the madam too, and the assistants.
Yes.
They have given us. I mean, Vivian. Always been upfront. And sending all kind of different stuff, not only for sports but for school and what have you. But so, Wadix, thanks a lot, man, for inviting me here.
I really want to thank your wife, who has really been good to me.
Oh, Angie.
This is a wonderful lady. Wherever she is, I hope that she is okay. And like you said earlier, she has taken good care of you.
Oh yes. It wasn't for Angie, not be here.
Okay.
And her mom,
and you're saying that straight. If she wasn't for her,
no, and the whole family.
From since you're 12 years, you know her.
From since I 12 years, my mom left, and she said she'll take me. She'll take care of me, and she took care of me all now.
And she's taking care of you.
Her daughter is taking care of me.
God bless her.
Son, and the entire family. I mean,
God bless her.
I'm blessed.
And God bless you, my brother.
I'm blessed.
I believe you are truly one of the great Dominicans.
I'm blessed. I just want to see something different happening in Newtown. I would like to see our sports, our carnival, get back to where it was. And we cannot do it. We need the community support. We have to get the community back, supporting.
Thank you very much, Joe Austin on Creole Heartbeat. The news major comes up next on the big station. I'm Prince Wadix. May God bless you, and may God bless Dominica.
Apprecier ça yo ka fait kon yo a parmi nous jodi. La te boge balè bien non nous ka constiper mon évi. Pour nous connaître comment yo fait pour nous tout ça bénéfice. For only wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For only good thing that you done for God, that's why we thanking you. We thanking you, brother. Acha no mundo sou passar que chorei eu foi me vici. O no comer qual eu acuma mata das music. All the men that some fix right with them say yo. Vivian all this sex like one who first check you. Yo passe tout le voyage de musique nous. Mais attends, je ne sais que la chaîne. Li pa te wadik ki ka pousse. For only wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For only good things that you done for God, that's why we thanking you. We thanking you, brother. Pa pou a wete ba moun ple la yo manj a kite la vi. Apprecier sa yo ka fe kon yo a mami nou jodi. La te moge balè bien non nou ka konstipe moun evi. Pour nous connaître pour meilleur c'est pour nous tout ça bénéfice. For only wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For only good thing that you done for God, that's why we thanking you. We thanking you, brother. tout ça au café, et tout jamais, pour Chono, et tout ça au café, tout cadastre inspiré, et tout ça, pour les frères aujourd'hui, pour dire pile merci, Green Products, 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 yes, that. Akaimala, Green Products, Green Products, Green Products, Green Products. Bakouan wete ba moun plen la yo moja kite la vi. Apresiye sa yo kape kon yo apami nou jodi. La te mouve vale bien non nou ka konsipe moun evi. Pour nous connaître, pour nous c'est pour nous tout ça bénéfice. For only one that you done for us, Lord, spreading the culture all over the world. For all the good thing that you done for God, that's why we continue. We continue, brother. Aja lo moun bin sou pasa ki chale yo kwen we besi. Pour nous connaître kwa yo akuma smaka das music. All the gender to fix right billion say yo. Vivian Wall is exactement un peu chaque jour. Yo passé tous les voyages de musique nous. Mais attends, je n'ai fait que la chaîne. Liberté wa dix qui a poussé. For only one as you done for us, son. Spreading the culture all over the world. For only good things that you done for God, that's why we thanking you. We thanking you, brother.